Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Thanks for joining us on this Veterans Day. I'm Anna Manuel. Continuing coverage tonight of the Southport prison closing in Chemung County. We are hearing from corrections officers who aren't happy about the closure. Big Fox's Matt Kleindienst reports.
Good evening, Ann. Lawmakers and members of New York's Corrections Officers Union are speaking out against the closing of Southport Prison and other facilities. They argue the decision is uprooting families and putting more officers at risk.
283 officers, 19 sergeants. That's just what's affected at this one facility right now.
Outside of Southport Prison, leaders with New York's Correction Officer and Police Benevolent Association spoke out against the closing of 6 state prisons. Mark the Burgomaster called out the state for uprooting families after a trying year for correctional officers.
Once again, the correction officers who have worked through the pandemic, who have been the essential workers that have worked every day, they didn't get to work from home. They showed up every day to do their job, being assaulted at record numbers.
Local Assemblyman Phil Palmisano joined the press conference and called out Governor Hochul for closing a facility that invested millions of dollars for improvement.
$45 million in taxpayer money, but yet the state thinks this is a prison we need to close down? This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Palmisano and the Burgomaster argued the state should instead focus on more staffing at facilities instead of forcing officers to relocate.
When you come in and you close a facility, you uproot people, they're on the road for years, and they're traveling for years.
Southport is slated to close by next March. Matt Kleindienst, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
In honor of our nation's veterans, the Elmira College men's hockey team is holding a military appreciation game on Saturday. The Soaring Eagles will be taking the ice in these special edition jerseys, which will be auctioned off at the game. Active and former military members will get free admission and will be eligible for raffle prizes during the game. Elmira takes on Buffalo State at the Murray Athletic Center Saturday at 7 p.m. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden honoring military service members this Veterans Day. The president laying a wreath at today's ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. Today also marks the 100th commemoration of the anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Solemn ceremonies in Europe marking the end of World War I. Leaders in France and Belgium observing Armistice Day Thursday. Fighting in the First World War ended at 11 a.m. on November 11th, when Allied fighters in Germany signed an armistice. Walmart stepping up to honor its veterans and military families. The retailer sharing on this Veterans Day that it hired almost 30,000 veterans and military spouses in the last quarter. That's higher than any single quarter in the company's history. The numbers include Walmart and Sam's Club stores. Walmart's Find a Future platform offers veterans and their spouses help to start a new career, gain new skills, or start a business. Walmart says nearly 300,000 veterans and military spouses have joined the program this year. The Pennsylvania State Department is conducting a recount for the race of an open seat in the Commonwealth Court. The race pits Democrat Lori Dumas against Republican Drew Compton, with unofficial results showing Dumas leading by 17,000 votes. However, Dumas and Compton are separated by 0.3 of a percentage point, triggering the automatic recount. The recount will be slated to begin next Wednesday. A new survey finds only 8% of the 1 million plus office workers in New York City are back to work full-time. Richard Giacobas has why some experts say people may be working from home until well into next year.
Tonight on Wall Street, well, there wasn't much of an evening commute home.
I have some flexibility to go in, but we have the option to choose whether to stay home.
We have Wednesdays work remote because everyone in the office is kind of like, we need it.
In a survey conducted by the nonprofit Partnership for New York City, they found that only 8% of the 1 million plus office workers are back to work full-time now. 28% are there only 1 day a week. 54% are still fully remote. By the end of January, employers expect that just 13% of employees, about 1 in 6, will be back 5 days a week.
I like being from home.
Why?
Because I'm not going to the office.
Blame the pandemic, with employers repeatedly delaying return plans amid COVID spikes and vaccine hesitancy. Most people, it turns out, prefer to stay home.
The biggest reason for not coming back to the office was still concerns about health conditions.
The Partnership for New York City represents more than 300 of the city's large businesses. They claim supervisors and managers want nothing more than to get off Zoom. But it appears like it's going to have to wait.
They've gotten used to not having to commute. They've gotten used to being able to deal with their kids.
I can do that sitting in my underwear with half a suit on. So, I mean, that's the way to do it from now on.
So this trend in numbers begs the question, will we ever get back to that pre-pandemic normal in the workforce? Experts say unlikely, despite maybe a slight bump in January of 2022. Most of next year, we'll still have folks working from their living rooms. So you can hit that snooze button a little longer.
Lawmakers and business leaders are intensifying their opposition to a slew of vaccine mandates coming from federal officials. Mike Emanuel has more from Washington.
The White House is moving full steam ahead with a number of vaccine mandates, and the legal challenges are mounting quickly. At least 10 states are now suing over nationwide vaccine requirements for healthcare workers. And a coalition of business and transportation groups, including the National Retail Federation and the American Trucking Association, filed a lawsuit Wednesday aimed at blocking the mandate for all businesses with 100 employees or more. That mandate is also being challenged by an alliance of 11 states who claim the feds are overstepping their authority. But health officials say they're ready to defend the new rules in court.
People being vaccinated, or along the lines of the OSHA rule, being tested a minimum of once a week, is really important for workplace safety, for our economy.
And some lawsuits have already made their way into courtrooms. In Arizona, a judge turned down a request to stop the mandate for federal workers and contractors from going into effect next month.
The Attorney General's office may continue to make noise about filing something here, but I don't think even they expect to prevail.
Meanwhile, a different kind of legal challenge is brewing. The NIH and Moderna at odds over who should get credit for developing the mRNA vaccine. And with billions of dollars potentially at stake, Moderna says it's ready to fight.
We have been working on this technology platform for 10 years. This was not our first, but our 10th vaccine.
Moderna projects it will sell up to $18 billion worth of vaccines in 2021. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
A ninth person has now died following that crowd surge at the Astroworld concert last week. Crowd safety experts say it is possible to recognize when a crowd is turning dangerous. Mandy Gaither has more in tonight's Health Minute on what to look out for.
The investigation continues into the tragedy at Houston's Astroworld Festival.
There was not even a centimeter you could fit between the person next to you.
Those who attended the concert describe a horrific scene, people being trampled.
There was just too many people there, and it was overcrowded. The way the barricades were set up had people trapped in, and it was a death trap.
Crowd safety experts like me and others have seen this situation historically over decades, causing many deaths to young people in the front of the stage.
Paul Wertheimer is founder of a concert safety consulting firm. He says the area closest to the stage is most dangerous for standing. Experts say crowd density can be calculated by the number of people per square meter. While it all depends on the size of the people, generally things get concerning once you reach 5 people per square meter.
People in the crowd have to have enough room that they can easily leave the festival seating crowd under reasonable conditions.
To stay safe in a crowd, experts say to be aware of your surroundings. And if people are close enough to bump up against you, it may be time to get out of that area.
You have to reduce density before people begin to get crushed.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy.
Disney saw a big slowdown in Disney Plus subscribers last quarter. More people are returning to outdoor activities and returning to the office as the pandemic gains are starting to wane for the big streaming services. Disney Plus added 2.1 million subscribers in its latest earnings report. Now that's down from 12.6 million added in the previous quarter. Only Netflix bounced back in the last quarter, adding more than 4 million new subscribers. Even though the pandemic gains may have slowed down, production slowdowns and shutdowns have also ended, which will lead to a surge of new content for all streaming services. French fries are made from potatoes, and so is vodka. So one fast food chain is trying to combine them. Arbys is releasing limited edition French fry flavored vodka. There are 2 flavors. One bottle is crinkle fry flavored and one is curly fry flavored, each with their own mixture of spices like cayenne, salt, paprika, and garlic. They are only available in 11 states and will only be available on November 18th and 22nd. You can purchase them only online at arbysvodka.com. Still ahead tonight, meteorologist Kim Walker checks in on your forecast. And later, a record for the aged, the fast feed from a woman who's already seen a century and counting.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Tonight's Big Fox forecast is brought to you by William Mattar. Good evening, everyone. We are expecting clouds to continue to thicken up tonight. There will be a few showers moving into the overnight, and the shower activity will continue into tomorrow and then over the weekend. As those temperatures really start to take a dive, there will be some spotty rain and also some snow showers will be possible as well. And then by Sunday, it does turn a little bit colder. So rain chances and precipitation chances, I should say, will last from your Friday through the weekend and possibly even into early next week. So it looks like it's going to be pretty cloudy and dreary for the upcoming days. So for tomorrow, the cold front that is pushing in tonight will start to move to the east. It will land in the eastern portions of Pennsylvania and New York, and then behind it, much colder air will be driving in by the end of the day on Friday. So it is going to turn pretty chilly by this weekend, and we're definitely going to feel it. But for your Friday, temperatures will start off in the 50s. So it's going to be a pretty mild start to the day with rain chances. In fact, those temperatures in the overnight will be a little bit warmer than our average highs. We do warm up to around 61 degrees by noon, and then those temperatures will be plunging down in the afternoon as the cold front rides in. And with drier air moving in, we're expecting those clouds to move away very quickly as well. But then we have another batch of rain coming in over the weekend. So for tonight, more shower activity possible. We have one round coming in, and then we have another round of a little bit heavier rain coming in the overnight. By 7 o'clock in the morning, still a few showers from Corning to Elmira, but it looks like by noon it will be moving out. As we head into your Saturday, we do start off with a little bit of cloud cover, and then here comes the rain again as we head into around 6 o'clock in the morning. Maybe even some snow with those cold temperatures as we start off the day, and it's going to be off and on very spotty snow showers for your Saturday as well as Sunday morning, as those temperatures will be close to freezing. So on Sunday, we are expecting those temperatures to turn a little bit colder with another system coming in, and so there will be a mix of rain and snow over the weekend. So here's a look at your forecast. 51 degrees tonight, cloudy conditions with a few showers. Highs tomorrow will be around 61 degrees. I think the rain will be out of here in the afternoon, and then we have another round of rain coming Saturday and Sunday. This time around, it will get a lot colder. Highs will only be in the 40s, and we'll stay in the 40s through Tuesday with overnight lows in the 20s and 30s.
Construction companies are in desperate need of help right now, and the national shortage of skilled workers is slowing down recovery in some of the hardest hit areas this hurricane season. Rebecca Castor reports from Houma, Louisiana, where many people are waiting on home repairs.
As you can see behind me, this community still has a long way to go after a busy hurricane season. Contractors we spoke with say they're overwhelmed trying to keep up with the demand.
People are dependent on us. So if we don't do our job, then, nobody's getting help. And we need help here. It's a lot going on.
Alan Gautreaux is the Houma manager of Ameristar Roofing. Since Hurricane Ida, he says his office is getting at least 100 calls a day.
Overwhelming. We're pulling resources from wherever we can, getting materials here, there, wherever we can.
Roofing companies aren't just facing a materials shortage, but also a lack of skilled workers. Data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows the number of trade workers, including construction laborers, plumbers, and carpenters, has dropped since 2018. Reed Ribble, the CEO of the National Roofing Contractors Association, says the number of people entering this industry is not enough to replace those retiring.
We typically have about 35,000 workers retire from the U.S. roofing industry annually. We have to convince the American people that these careers are honorable, that they're decent, they're high paying, and that they should admire the men and women doing it.
For now, local contractors are taking it day by day.
I'm in here sun up, sundown every day, 7 days a week, Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter.
Experts are warning the public about a possible post-Thanksgiving surge of coronavirus cases. Health and medical experts say the pandemic is not over. Colder weather and large gatherings indoors could bring up the caseload as more and more families come together. But the threat is not expected to be as damaging as last year. Scientists say the extra protection from vaccines will keep the number of hospitalizations and deaths down. Still, people are encouraged to take precautions such as wearing masks and getting vaccines and booster shots to prevent a repeat of last year. A new study could give you more reason to add herbs and spices to your cooking. Scientists at Penn State and Texas Tech universities say a spoonful or two of herbs and spices helps blood pressure go down. The researchers studied 71 people at risk for heart disease, giving them varying doses of 24 herbs and spices in different diets, which included basil, thyme, cinnamon, turmeric, and salt wasn't removed at all. Just a teaspoon and a half of herbs and spices helped lower both the upper and lower blood pressure reading levels. The study is found in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Beeps, hums, and other noises coming from everyday appliances could be a cause of anxiety for your pets. According to a new study published in the journal Frontiers in Veterinary Science, common noises in your home may be giving your dog anxiety. Sounds from appliances like vacuum cleaners, smoke alarms, microwaves, and more could all be adding stress to your furry friend's life. Experts urge owners to look out for common signs of anxiety, such as cringing, trembling, and running away for dogs. Other tips: keep batteries fresh in appliances so they don't start beeping. And if your animal seems prone to anxiety, gently guide them away from a noisy room. Alec Baldwin is facing his first lawsuit following last month's deadly shooting incident on the set of his movie Rust. But as Kevin Cork explains, this lawsuit may not be the last.
The head of lighting for the movie Rust filing the first known lawsuit against Alec Baldwin and other production officials Wednesday. Serge Svetnoy was on set during Baldwin's deadly prop gun incident last month and alleges proper safety protocols were not followed.
The bullet that killed Helena Hutchins and injured Joel Souza passed by Mr. Svetnoy's face.
After avoiding the near-death experience, Svetnoy rushed to Hutchins' side.
I tried to save her life.
He held her in his arms, blood on his hands.
Lawyers for Svetnoy say he now suffers from severe, lifelong emotional distress and claims Baldwin is partially responsible.
He took a gun, loaded with a bullet, pointed it at human beings and pulled the trigger. That conduct is reckless.
Besides Baldwin, roughly 24 defendants are also named in the lawsuit, including the assistant director who provided Baldwin with the gun and the armorer in charge of overseeing the film's weapons. This comes as Lane Looper, the film's former head of the camera department, claims that movie officials cut safety corners to lower costs, resulting in him fearing for his life.
I've never felt more unsafe on set.
The film's director said he heard the gun was safe to use during the rehearsal. Lawyers representing the armorer say they believe that someone put a live round in the gun on purpose to frame her.
A Michigan restaurant is getting some much-needed help during the labor shortage. Meet Rosie, the robotic busser, and the latest employee at Grand Haven, Michigan's Paisley Pig Gastropub. Rosie helps to fill a gap the restaurant could not fill with a person and assists the staff with cleaning up tables and delivering dirty dishes to the kitchen. Rosie has a sensor allowing her to better maneuver through the store and past customers. The Paisley Pig staff says Rosie is a part of the team and here to make the job more efficient, not take it away from another person.
She's definitely part of the team. The bussers have really loved having her because they can call her right over to a table. She'll come over, they can load up the bus tubs on it, queue for the next table.
It makes us more efficient. It keeps us on our toes. We're not looking to replace anybody here at the Paisley Pig. We just work smarter, not harder.
The Paisley Pig's owner says his favorite part is seeing kids and other guests react to Rosie while she's working. The 55th annual CMA Awards returned with a live audience, bringing fans and artists back together in Nashville, while also bringing some surprise wins, first-time wins, and powerful moments. Here's Ashley Dvorkin.
Mr. Luke Combs.
Country music's biggest night gave its biggest award, Entertainer of the Year, to a first-time winner in the category, Luke Combs. Chris Stapleton has 6 new trophies thanks to winning Single and Song of the Year, Album of the Year, and Male Vocalist of the Year.
After 10 years of being here, living in my car, living in the trailer, working every job, this is amazing.
Jimmy Allen was named New Artist of the Year, Carly Pearce won Female Vocalist of the Year, Old Dominion took Group, and Brothers Osborne won for Duo.
I always truthfully felt like it would never be possible because of my sexuality to be here.
The duo also performed Younger Me, starting with a message from TJ, who came out as gay earlier this year. I found my freedom. Mickey Guyton, Brittany Spencer, and Madeline Edwards delivered a powerful performance of Love My Hair, introduced by Faith Fenity, a black student who inspired the song after being sent home from school, told her braids violated policy. There were 20 performances total, including many collaborations. Star of stage and screen Jennifer Hudson of Respect sang a tribute to Aretha Franklin, joined by Stapleton.
Woo, fans! We have fans!
The 55th annual CMA Awards was hosted by Luke Bryan. And there was another celebrity appearance of note, the leads of country music drama Monarch, Susan Sarandon and Trace Atkins.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, Susan.
Do you really want me to?
Seriously, please, say more stuff about me.
We can look forward to more with them when that show premieres on Fox this January.
All right, here we go.
We want to leave you with a smile tonight. Julia Hurricane Hawkins set a world record in the 100-meter dash on Sunday and established a new age category in the process. The 105-year-old completed the race in just over a minute, becoming the first woman 105 or older to run the event, according to the National Senior Games Association.
Julia, how did it feel?
Wonderful. I'm so happy.
When asked how she felt about her time, she said next go around, she's going to keep it under a minute. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening.